RimWorld is a game we play together, but separate. There's no multiplayer, at least none that you can see. My boyfriend and I have RimWorld Date Night by picking the same world seed and letting the stories of our colonies play out together. He even moved our desks together so we could do it right next to each other. How sweet. I would have offered to help, but I'm incapable of hauling. That's just life on the Rim. It always kills me how different our stories turn out. On the one hand, my boyfriend has a group of would-be space pirates wearing human leather clothes and making mountains and mountains of cocaine. And on the other, you have mine, which has dedicated itself to breeding and raising huskies and seeing that they all get a forever home somewhere on this miserable hunk of rock.
I have over 27,000 silver in Yayo.
Damn. Wanna buy a puppy?
I'll take your entire stock!
In the crash landed scenario, I always name the characters after us. That leaves me with one extra pawn though that I don't really know what to do with, so I'll name her after a friend or something. That's all fine and good, but what's not okay is when she strikes up a romance with my man. I'm okay sharing a planet with my close friends, but I'm not okay with sharing my boyfriend. I swear, I'm never talking to you or Katie again.
I don't blame you, he's making me look bad.
Naming is arguably the easiest part because picking the people ends up being dice roll after dice roll for me. I'm just so damn picky, and even if I find someone with the perfect stats, if she doesn't have a cute hairdo, she's not making the cut. It actually got to the point that my boyfriend would crash land, build a colony, and then watch its demise before I'd even touch down on the planet. Ever since then, he set me up with the Prepare Carefully mod so I can pick exactly how they look. Also, everyone gets to be sanguine joggers.
If I keep my body moving and my mind occupied at all times, I will avoid falling into a bottomless pit of despair.
Of the 3 settings to choose from, I spend the entire game in the slowest and he plays with the fastest. Aside from being a good metaphor for what it's like when the tortoise dates the hare, it also highlights that I don't really have a lot of confidence in my survival abilities. I lack a good grasp on all the different systems in place, and a lot of times that means I end up just taking everything at face value. Like when I saw the colonists could have schedules, I only had them working 4 hours a day and had the rest filled with recreation. Their lives were difficult enough. Of the 3 AI storytellers, the decision's easy. Randy Random every time. There's a pretty good chance that Randy Random has a bias towards me, and those other 2 bitches made my life a living hell. In my experience, Randy takes it real easy on me. With that being said, I think he has it out for my boyfriend.
Well, that was a huge disaster. Really?
Because of the speed I play at, the attacks come fairly infrequently, and I end up dealing with a lot less of Randy's bullshit. When I do get a raid, we treat it like a real-life emergency. It turns into a game of chess to figure out how my 3 guys are gonna incapacitate a couple of feral cats.
Benny, bring me everyone.
What do you mean, everyone?
It's not hard to tell who built what. I, for one, care about the well-being of my pawns, so I make sure they get a balanced diet of meat and vegetables. It's expensive, but it's a lot better than the paste he's feeding them over there in his prison camp. Just don't ask where all this meat comes from. Most games start out the same way. Throw down some beds, a stockpile, maybe a grow zone or 2. I start feeling pretty good about the progress I've made, until I look over at him with his glitter tech and bionic janitors and wonder where I went wrong. I don't know if I should be frightened or reassured by the fact that my boyfriend will casually commit war crimes in the name of his ethically questionable wheat colony. But at least I know that when I get put in charge, the whole world turns into a giant puppy adoption center. Husky 24 has given birth.
How do you feed that many?
It's a typical RimWorld date night when my boyfriend grows more drugs than food, and then inevitably has to resort to cannibalism. I'm way too scared of the consequences of using drugs in this game, so you'll never see me growing smoke leaf. He says he has things under control, but things don't look that great. What is that?
My kidney collection.
If you ask me, the fun of RimWorld is all on the planet. My boyfriend spends most of the evening desperately trying to build a rocket so he can escape. But for me, I end up making things so comfortable, I never really want to leave. We'll play straight through dinner and even eat at our desks. And it's a real shame too. Things were going so great until I ate without a table.